Good to see you both watching the Best Morning Show, Daybreak. And now I'm having a very interesting guest with me. He's Dr. Kayiwa. No Christian name?
For the purpose of the book, Dr. Kayiwa, and that's what I'm known by.
All right. Yeah. I was wondering, I had a teacher in my O-level. He used to say that he never wants anything like a Christian name on him. He prefers his son names. So I thought you were doing the same thing here. You're welcome, sir.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Doreen.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too.
Okay. All right. He is a writer and a very wonderful writer. He is very talented. I mean, when you get to look at his books, you're like, oh my God, now this is it. You know, I'm looking at the Sydney Sheldons and gosh, the Grahams. It's big. You know, it's wonderful. I'm looking at the Dan Browns in Uganda. Okay. Wow. Writing in Uganda is growing at a very fast rate as well. I just love where Ugandans are going today because everything seems to be at a very fast rate, like everything is moving, you know. Now, you as a writer, are you based in Uganda? I'm
not based in Uganda, I'm based in Hong Kong. I've been there since 1985.
Since 1985, so you can speak the language? I
can speak the language, and you were born by that time.
Okay. All right, now tell me, what inspires you as a writer? How do you write? Do you wake up like in the middle of the night and you're like, okay, I've thought about this theme, this topic, let me write something? Okay,
writing is not my main job. My main job is a counselor. I'm a Christian counselor. So people come in and they have got these issues. But when these issues come in, they say, where do we get more information about this and that? Okay. Then you find, well, basically, the best way of getting this information is from the books, from the information I have gathered together. Then I put it back into one book, and I give you a book and say, okay, the rest of the stuff is in this book. But these books have been written for different audiences. The grief, the desire, the face-to-face with the grief is being used in the Chinese university for teaching people psychology. And it is being adopted elsewhere by other institutions who would like to teach people psychology, who would like to teach counseling in particular.
So in other words, you do counseling via your books?
I do counseling somehow, yes, by my books. Some of this stuff, see, counseling is an individual thing. Okay. It's just like a patient comes in, this one is suffering from headache, this one is suffering from malaria, this one is suffering from cough. You can't have one way of treating them. But there's something general about suffering. So some of the information which is common could be found into this book.
All right, now I was trying to read on this book, like The Desire of All Ages and How to Make Money. You know, are Ugandan? Me, you, for real here. You see a title like this, I would be forced to read this book. I'm like, okay, how to make money? I would rather go and read this book. But then when I read this behind it, the reason why you wake up to work, the reason why you go to school, and even the reason why you would rather marry a rich fool is to make money. Now, money is a very tricky subject, Doctor, and it's really tricky because sometime back I was talking to some young boys, like really young boys, and they were telling me that they would do anything for money. They would do rather anything for money, like anything. We're talking about a small topic, like it's rumor, it's not a fact, but it was said that actually some guys are bought out, like they act as prostitutes and stuff like outside in those countries. And I'm like, you guys would rather do that? And they're like, yes, Doreen would do this for money. Now tell me something, what's your perception about money?
Okay, that's chapter 1 of the book.
Yeah.
And actually this topic, the desire of all ages, is a question. If you had to be given only one thing in life, what would you ask for? Most people just come straight and say, I need money. And when I looked at it, I said, yes, everybody wants money. Actually, one of the people I interviewed who gave me the data told me, yes, I need money first, because how can you do without it? It is true, we need money. But actually, when you read the book, you get a further insight that you don't need money as it is. You need what money can do for you. So this book, The Desire of All Ages, when we talk about money, is how to make money and make that money work for you. If that money cannot work for you, then you are prostituting yourself for nothing. Okay. You are waking up for nothing. You are coming to the studio for nothing. Yeah. So money, it's not really as simple as that. So my concept about money is, one, as Jesus teaches it, he says, it's the root of all evil. That does not mean I don't need to charge you for my work. That does not mean that I don't need money. I need money, but I need to earn it wisely. That's what means against corruption.
Yeah.
I need to earn it, and when I get it, I need to rest and relax and enjoy it. If money doesn't do that, then I don't need that money. Okay. But actually, in chapter 1, when you read about money, you find even the problems of money. You use the example of a prime minister of Egypt, whose name was Joseph, and this man was a refugee in the country. He grew up through some steps, through prison and back up to the title of becoming a prime minister. But there's one thing he did about money. There was famine in that country, and people came to him and started saying, we need rice, we need food, we need everything. And the prime minister said, okay, this is the deal. Give me whatever you have, and I will give you money.
Wow.
All right?
Okay.
What happened? The people sold off their land, they sold off their wives, they sold off their children, which was the beginning of slavery. So money, if used badly, even biblically, it can turn you into a slave. So what we are doing, be careful. Do not look for money. Look for what money can do for you.
Okay.
And that's what we call prosperity in brief. So this book is saying it's not it is not money. It is not those cars. It's not having money and having a beautiful woman like you. It is having something greater than that. So we should aim high. We should aim higher. We should aim at prosperity, not just simply money. You aim at money, you can't get it. One other concept about money is when you chase money, it runs away.
Okay.
Don't chase money.
That's a nice
invest
one,
it,
Doctor.
trap it, let it come to you.
Wow.
That's what I think.
This is a very nice one. You know, when it comes to money, it's really crazy. Believe me, Doctor, the youths today will say anything about money. Talk about money, they will be there. You know, but there's a quotation one time read that there is more to life than making money. There is more to life than waking up in the morning and you're all chasing money because, like you said, the more you chase money, the more it runs away from you. Yes. So it's very, very interesting. I'm having Dr. Kayiwa. Doctor, what's your Christian name for real?
She has asked the Christian name for real, which is not part of the book.
Yeah.
But, okay, for those who are interested, my Christian name is Mugabe.
Mugabe.
Yeah.
I think it's because Kauma Kayiwa, this is a rhymed couplet.
Thank you very much.
Open myself rhyming. Yeah, but of course he is a writer and a counselor, and we'll be talking about lots of things like issues, these day-to-day issues. And of course I'm talking about the best now, money. Because it's something that goes around, because we think that having money will always be the answer to every problem. But like I told you, there's a lot more to life than making money. Could you briefly tell us about yourself, Doctor?
I'm Dr. Kayiwa. She wants me to add my Christian name, Mugabe. The people who know me long ago were calling me Mugabe, but unfortunately, as you go up, some of these names get dropped off.
Okay.
So Kauma has become well recognized. And I live in Hong Kong, and I do counseling and also consulting. Now, this thing of counseling is not very common in Uganda because the situation in Uganda is you wait until you run mad and then you go to campings.
Yeah.
We are telling people don't wait that long. If you notice any of these symptoms, which I'm going to ask Doreen to read to you, it's just on page 17. If you have any of these symptoms, please come up. Do not wait because these symptoms are some of the things that we'll show you.
All right. Of course, I'll read for the doctor. Okay. Time is one of your body's most precious properties. Tomorrow, you will have less of it than you have it today. Tomorrow is just one day away from today. But if we choose to do today's work the following day and do every day's work a day later, as you're slowly growing older, you will have even less time to enjoy life. As a result, each day you will be doomed to experience increasing physical weakness or period of sickness.
Okay, continue this.
Then increased fatigue or body pain, increased wrinkles or unwanted body fat. That one is important. Then more and more character disorders and hunting relationships.
Okay. So this is one of the things that you are going to find in this book, and if you are falling into this category, then you recognize you really need it.
Okay.
And there's so many things you are going to miss if you don't read this book. I have put them right here for you. I've got Doreen, ladies and gentlemen, with me. I did the writing. She's doing the reading.
Yeah.
Just as I have done the writing, I expect you to do the buying of the book.
Okay. All right, more on this, then you will experience elevated mood and increased body energy, enhanced sexual desire and heightened performance, beautiful skin with healthier hair, rejuvenated immune system with a beautiful body shape, deeper, more restful sleep with lucid dreams, improved memory sharpness and acute brain functions, reduced joint pain and life without headaches.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are some of the advantages you get when you receive counseling. And in this book, you will get some other things you are going to find out. For instance, if you have a situation, for instance, you are the very victim. You go to bed, you lie down, but you say, I cannot sleep.
Okay.
That's a problem. You may be a husband, a very good husband. You love your wife, you really, really love her, and what do you say? She doesn't understand me. In counseling comes, why doesn't she understand me? Many people come to us and say, why doesn't she understand me? And then we have also to ask, have you made any effort towards being understood? Okay, do you understand her? And the person says, I don't understand my wife, and she doesn't understand me. And they say, okay, who is going to be the judge? So counseling comes in all these conversations, and you are going to find yourself in this book. Some people have got problems. The children are the ones who are a problem. You know, we produce children, and we like them. But sometimes we get scared of our own children. They become, oh my God, say, God, is this the child you gave me? You really find the children have become different. Or wives become different, husbands become different. In counseling, we say, what's the cause? Why is it like this? Why do I have headaches every evening? Why don't I want to go home? I want to wake up very early to go to work, but I don't want to go back home. That means there's something wrong, and you'll find it in this book. This book, technically, is talking about grief, face to face, when you really come face to face with grief.
All right.
I know our listeners would like to ask me, why did I write this book? I'm saying this pre-time because many people would love to know. I wrote this book in 2005 when I came here in Uganda, and my father, Yosia W. Kayiwa, I mentioned his name with pride, died. When he died, I felt really sorry to myself. One, I had been away for too long. And I felt like, oh, I wish I had been around.
Yeah.
And I felt sorry, and I felt responsible. And I felt maybe I could have done this, maybe I could have done that. And then I said, how am I going to take responsibility over this death? And then I started really blaming myself, blaming other people, even blaming God for bringing this death at any timely time. So these things grieved me. But I'm a grief counselor. You know, of course I have an excuse. A doctor can fall sick.
Yeah, for real, because I was going to ask about the entire situation, how you handled this, because you were
But how I handled it, I'm very grateful. Some people came and picked me up in that confusion when, you know, when you lose somebody.
Yeah.
At one time you were laughing, at one time you were crying, at one time you were covering it up, you are denying it, or it doesn't matter, I'm brave. You have all those denials and all those stages. But someone came to me and took me out. Just take me out to one of the places in town.
Okay.
I still recognize it was a very small deal, but it took me out of that grief. And I started my recovery very, very quickly. So I say, if you have lost a relative, you have lost a job, you have lost anything that could hurt you, maybe you have lost a phone, or you have lost something like property, or you have lost a deal. You don't have to stay where that problem has come in. And you don't have to expect that the people who have put you into trouble are the ones who are going to take you into trouble. You have to get a new thinking. And this book directs you on how to do it. Some other people may come to assist you. But the main thing is, it is not what they do that matters. It's what you do that matters.
All right.
And therefore, to get out of grief, to get out of this, my husband hates me situations. It's not what your husband does. It's what you do yourself. So this book says, take out this chaff away
move out of that
Move out
shell
of that
and, you know.
shell, yeah.
Wow, this is very, very interesting. Now, I'm having a writer, a counselor, and he's Dr. Kayiwa. Now, we are talking about lots of things, but, you know, counseling, we take the largest percentage in the show. Later on, we'll get to open the phone lines, and you can always get to talk to the doctor and ask him any questions. Being a counselor, he will be more than grateful to, you know, get to help us out with a few issues here and there. Now, doctor, I'm asking myself, what brings about this lasting stress? Like, you find yourself stressed from morning to morning, and you can never find yourself happy. People call you and you don't want to pick. People are happy around you, but you can never find yourself smiling. What's the cause?
Okay, the cause is you've lost hope.
Okay.
Suppose I take your number and I call you, and you feel like you are not going to do what I want you to do. You don't have the courage to pick that phone.
Okay.
Already you start hurting yourself. The best thing about, a simple example I have given is, do not really think so much about what the other person is going to say. Pick courage and communicate. Okay. Most people who have this problem, as you have mentioned, those who cannot, who feel very sad.
Yeah, like the timid doctor, you've never seen this person smiling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really, it starts from, I've got it on